Welcome to OneCare's Physician Practice Management System PPMS course for importing charges. The following lesson is designed to teach you how to import charges from AEHR to PPMS. When ready to begin, click Continue. We will begin this lesson on the PPMS home page. To begin importing charges, we must navigate to the Import Charges tab under the Automatic Transactions subfolder. We will access the Automatic Transactions subfolder by selecting the Financial Processing Function folder. Next, we will select the Automatic Transactions subfolder listed under the Financial Processing Function folder. The Automatic Transactions window displays. The next step is to select the Import Charges tab. The fields on the Import Charges tab now display. To import charges, we must first perform a query to search for AEHR charges. Prior to performing a query, we must set the query parameters. The first parameter is the Information Broker format. This field allows us to set the type of charges we want to query. The drop-down arrow to the right of the Information Broker format field is used to set the type of charges queried. The list of values for the Information Broker format field now display. Please note, all charges in AEHR are linked to appointments. This means the option AEHR appointment charges is always selected as the Information Broker format appointment type. From the drop-down list in this field, we will select AEHR appointment charges. Now we will set our exchange dates. The exchange date is the date the charges were submitted in AEHR. This date may be different than the encounter date. Let's take a moment to review these three options. The first option is the Query by Exchange Date. This option performs a query on charges submitted in AEHR based on the date specified in the field to the right of the option. The second option is by All Exchange Dates. This option performs a query of all charges currently in a submitted status in AEHR if they have not previously been imported to PPMS. The third option is the Discarded Only. The Discarded Only option performs a query of all charges that have been deleted in PPMS prior to being imported. It is recommended to query using the All Exchange Dates option. To select this option, we will click on the radio button to the left of the All Exchange Dates. Now that the query parameters are set, the next step is to click on the Query button. All charges currently in submitted status in AEHR now display. Important: do not press Enter or click the Run button until all charges have been corrected and validated. By pressing Enter or selecting Run, you will finalize and import the charges without allowing for modifications. After charges have been queried, the next step is to filter the charges to show only those you want to import. This is done by selecting the filter icon to the left of the charges. The Filter Import Charges window now displays. From this window, we can filter the charges by performing provider, billing provider, practice, insurance carrier, location, or by procedure code. One or more filters can be selected. To set a filter, click on the icon to the far right of the field. For this example, let's apply a filter by actual provider. We'll do this by clicking on the filter icon for this field. The Select Actual Providers window displays. The next step is to deselect the option of All Providers by clicking the checkbox at the top of the window. Now we must locate the provider for whom we wish to filter. This is done by using the scroll bar located to the right of the window. In our example, we will search for David Maddox. Using the scroll bar, we have located the provider David Maddox. To select this provider, we will single-click on the provider's name. Note: pressing and holding the Control button on your keyboard allows you to select multiple providers. For our example, we will select only David Maddox. Now that the provider has been selected, we'll click on the OK button to finalize our selection. We have returned to the Filter Import Charges window. In our example, all filters have been set. The next step is to select the OK button to apply the filter and return to the Import Charges window. Back on the Import Charges window, Notice that our filters have been applied and only the charges for our provider David Maddox display. Prior to clicking on the Run icon, let's review how to process the charges. For example, if a charge needed to be removed, we would select the charge from the Import Charges grid, then click on the Delete icon. Note, when a charge is deleted, it can be queried again by selecting the Discarded Only option prior to conducting the query. Notice the status column. The three statuses in PPMS are No Errors, Invalids, and Exceptions. The status of No Errors indicates the charges and patient data have successfully transmitted to PPMS and there are no known issues at this time. The status of Invalids indicates that there is a problem with the interface and/or major missing data. In this case, a ticket must be logged with the National Help Desk. The status of Exceptions indicates that there are issues that need to be addressed before the charge or charges will import into a charge batch. Notice that in our case, all charges have a status of No Errors. If we had a charge with a status of Exceptions, we would right-click on the charge and select the option of Validate Import Charge. The Validate Import Charges window displays the issue or issues preventing the charge from importing into a PPMS batch. The Type field contains a 3-character abbreviation indicating where the issue exists. The external value and secondary value fields show the data that came across the interface that is causing the issue. The Allscripts PM value field is empty because PPMS does not know where to link the data entered in AEHR and/or there is a setup issue built within PPMS. The binocular icon is used to perform a lookup in PPMS to determine where the field is being pulled. Knowing where the field is being pulled may assist in determining where the issue lies in PPMS. In some cases, the user has access to where the data is pointing and can make the necessary changes. In other cases, the user will not have access and must open a ticket with the National Help Desk to obtain assistance. All issues listed must be resolved prior to importing charges to PPMS. We have returned to the Import Charges window. When importing charges, PPMS automatically creates a charge batch. In order to automatically create the charge batch, the batch information must be entered prior to clicking on the Run button. The batch information includes the transaction date, batch number, and batch category. These fields are completed with the same information used when creating batches manually. For our example, we will automatically populate these fields. With the batch information entered, we have completed our review and are ready to import the charges. The Run button is used to import the charges from AEHR to PPMS. An Automatic Transactions window displays asking if you are sure you want to import all charges in a status of No Errors. Clicking the Yes button completes the import. The import of charges from AEHR to PPMS is now complete. The payment and charge batches created during the import process are now available in the Transactions folder. With the import completed, you would continue processing the charges per standard CHI policies and procedures. This concludes the demonstration on how to import charges from AEHR to PPMS. Please click the Continue button to complete this lesson.